Good morning, Triple L's. This is your last week of school. Yay! And because it's the last week of school, I have declared this week my fun t-shirt week. So here is the first one. And this one says, growth is a process. Growth is a process. And it has a picture of the butterfly. So starting as a caterpillar and then in its chrysalis and then as a butterfly. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about to review growth mindset today. In my morning messages this week, I want to remind you of a few things that I want you to remember as you leave fifth grade and go on to sixth and then eventually go on to middle school and high school. I want these things to be part of how you do things. I think they are things that will lead to success and will help you as you approach new challenges. So the first thing, and I hope that you got this through the whole time that we were together, but is the words growth mindset. And growth mindset is really in the way that you look at things and how you approach things. It really does mean success or failure because it's the kind of eyes that you use to look at your life through. And how are you going to see it? Are you going to see those times where you messed up and didn't do the way you wanted to as a failure? And are you going to keep beating yourself down? Or are you going to see them and examine them and see what you can learn from them? Those are the people that go on to succeed. And I have seen this as I've studied history and I've studied different biographies. It's the people that choose to figure out what it is that they did, and instead of using it to give up and an excuse to stop, they use it as a force that moves them forward. So here's a few things that kind of highlight what it means to have a growth mindset, and they've written this as 3 ways to develop a growth mindset. Okay, so here's a few things. 1, accept opportunities that push you out of your comfort zone, challenges or chances. That's one of the biggest parts of a growth mindset. If you want to grow, then how do you grow? Growing is not easy. What a baby cries when it starts to get its teeth in because it hurts. Growing is hard. They start to walk and then they fall and they get hurt, but they got to get back up and do it again, right? You want to look, but what happens as we get older is growth kind of becomes an option. And so when we look at something that's scary and that we don't like, we have the option then to say, I don't think I want to try that. I might get hurt, or I might do this, or I might do that. And so we don't push out. We don't push ourselves into those areas that are challenging us and then would give us an opportunity to grow. Again, guess what? My favorite show is about to start in a week or so. American Ninja Warrior, and I think you can use American Ninja Warrior as an example for almost every single one of these. If they didn't, why in the world are they pushing themselves? Sometimes it's just to see if they can do it. They just want to be pushed. And why do we resist being pushed? I see so many fifth graders that don't want to be pushed. It's hard. I don't want to do that. Why do you want me to do that? Right? Because I want you to grow. I want you to do something new. You don't want to be like a fifth grader your whole life. You want to push those limits and get used to pushing them. 2, you don't know what you don't know. Ask questions. A growth mindset person always knows that they're growing, so they'll always ask questions. So it's just like we've been learning in Proverbs, right? That the wise person asks questions. The wise person finds knowledge. They don't know it all. They're the ones that are seeking the knowledge. 3, appreciate obstacles. Growth comes from struggle. So just like the first one, challenges or chances, growth comes from struggle. You appreciate the obstacles. Now obstacles are not always fun, but you appreciate them knowing that they're part of your growth. The Bible tells us the same thing. This is a very biblical concept, by the way. The Bible tells us the same thing. Paul says that you praise God in the struggles because through it he works perseverance in you, and he is working in you to give you the desire to keep going. 4, mistakes are an important part of the process. You are not an expert on everything you start. And if you're anything like me, we expect ourselves to be. We don't like mistakes because somehow that says that we are not good enough. Well, you know what? The people who feel that way are never going to grow because they're not going to take on those challenges because they don't want to make mistakes. And then they're not going to be the ones that are going to succeed. Mistakes are an important part of the process. 5, skills are built, not born. They're yours if you work for them. The whole idea of growth mindset is work, work, work. This is not an easy thing. It's not like, oh, I like growth mindset because it's easy. No, it's hard. It's hard. It's work, 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 work. When other people are stopping, you work. When other people decide that it's not time to practice, you practice. Those of you that want to be famous sports stars, it is not out of reality to think that way. But guess what? You're going to have to work harder than everybody else because there are so many people that want to do that. But it's the best of the best, and it's not just an inborn talent. There may be some parts of talent to it, but most of it is going to be hard work and keeping going and learning from your mistakes, not going for the shot the same every time, adjusting it according to how you're making mistakes. 6, choose learning well over learning fast. Ooh, that's a hard one. Choose learning well. How should I learn this? How am I really going to know that? And I've given you tips all through this year of how to be a good student, but it's not the fast way, is it? It's not the get or done. Remember, we keep talking about these two ideas. It's not get or done. It's how do I learn? 7, reward efforts and actions, not traits. It's not oh, you're this kind of person. Oh, you're smart. Oh, you're this. No, it's, oh, I really saw that you worked hard on that. Wow, I appreciate the effort you put into that. Look at what you're putting into it. That's what you reward yourself for. How often did I work? Did I work longer today than I did yesterday? Did I read longer today than I read yesterday? Don't praise intelligence, but praise perseverance, effort, and improvement. Look at how you're improving. Look at how you keep going. 8, don't be threatened by feedback and criticism. Use it to support you in your learning instead. I'm not, and your parents aren't, and other people aren't being mean to you when they are telling you ways that you need to improve. They are looking into your life and trying to help you. And a growth mindset will say, ooh, give me more, tell me more how I can change. Now, this is a good thing that I am speaking to myself here. I'm looking at the camera and I can see myself because that is a message I want to keep telling myself too. I need to listen and not be threatened by feedback, but use it as a learning opportunity. 9, think of learning as brain training. Just like you would go to the gym for physical training, we need brain training. You have a brain that is built, it's an actual brain, okay, that is in there, that is built to do thinking. And there are ways to make it stronger, and there are ways to make it weaker. And you want to build it to be strong. Read, ask questions, study. Okay? Those are building it up, training it to be strong. 10, always reflect on what you've learned. Think about, how far have I come? What have I learned? 11, actively seek out new things. What is something new I can learn? Remember, I've told you this whole time, are you learning something new? Are you trying something? Are you cooking? Are you learning music? Always seek out new things. The more you do, the more you learn. And I think this is a challenge for adults. We get kind of stuck in what we already know, and we don't want to challenge ourselves to do new things. We could learn and grow by picking something new and trying it. 12, just because you haven't seen change doesn't mean you won't stick. stick at it. Doesn't mean that it's not coming. It may be slow. When that caterpillar is in that chrysalis, it may not look like anything's going to happen or anything's happened, but it is happening, and then one day you'll see it. Okay? So be patient with yourself and with others as you're learning. 13, your brain has the ability to change throughout your life. Never stop. My brain isn't done. I think I'm smarter now than I was 10 years ago, and I hope I can say that in another 10 years ago. And it's not because it just magically went, boop, it got smart. It's because I have started questioning more. I've started reading more. I've challenged myself with information, and I want you to do that too. So this is something I want you to take away with you this year. Come back to this, look at these things, and say, this is the kind of person I want to be. I want you to grow. I want you to be successful at anything you want to do. And part of it is recognizing that it's a process. It doesn't happen instantly, and it's hard work and slow, but it will happen. And I am so proud of what you have accomplished this year. I'm proud of what you've been doing at home. And keep at it one more week, and then we will be finished and you can have a break. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful start to your day, and let's get started.